Hey guys, Poledoo here, bringing you another ORAS Wi-Fi battle. Today we're having our first RU match against LovelyLoPunny. Link to her channel will be in the description below, as well as another link to her point of view of this battle. So, this team, we're bringing Duster, the Cinchino, Spicy Wings, the Moltres, Jester, the Heliolisk, Crescent Fresh, the Cresselia, Leafa, the Virizion, and Kamina the Escavalier making an appearance with us as well. He is an RU poke. I just like to use him in my UU team. My opponent, LovelyLoPunny, is bringing an Articuno, Mega Sceptile, or Sceptile, whatever, Cobalion, Embor, a Cresselia of her own, and a Druddigon. So, let's get into this battle, shall we? So, my opponent, LovelyLoPunny, I was wondering, okay, what is she going to lead off with? I thought she was going to lead off with the Cobalion, get the early rocks right away, but she didn't. I decided to lead with Duster regardless of what she leaded with, just because I'm sure we scarfed, I got the U-turn. It wouldn't have done, like, anything to Cobalion, but I could have switched out into something who could have taken care of it. But I get the crit right off the bat on the Druddigon, which is what a way to start the match. She went for the superpower, which would have destroyed my tiny little Duster. Most things destroy Duster, because Duster's defenses are terrible. But I go into Spicy Wings, I eat up that superpower, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and she goes into her Cresselia. I guess maybe she predicted that, but the Cresselia's burn, like, alright, I mean, the only status elements I have on this team are Burn and Para, so I get Burn on a Cresselia, negates leftovers, so I will take it. But I really have nothing I can touch this thing with, so I go out into Kamina, get that knockoff and Mega Horn going. She starts setting up Calm Minds, like, we're gonna knock off you, and you're gonna get out of here real fast. But this Cresselia just took my words away from me, because as you will see, she pulls out the Psycho Shift. What? Like, I've never seen a Cresselia packing the Psycho Shift, and I was thinking, like, did that really just happen? And it did. Kamina just got burned. I get the knockoff off, and it still does a decent amount. It does a lot more than I expected to do while being burned. She starts setting up another Calm Mind, and I'm like, alright, let's stay in, go for Mega Horn. Mega Horn actually did a lot. I was like, oh, well, I mean, I guess the burn isn't terrible, but still, bravo to her for having that Psycho Shift. Completely threw me off. She hits me with a Psyshock, which we'll find out is the highest damage she can do to me with this Cresselia. Because, as you can see here, we go for the Moonblast. After I miss one Mega Horn, Moonblast does absolutely nothing. Because I'm specially defensive with Assault Vest. I miss another Mega Horn, and she kills me with the Psyshock. 2 misses. Could have taken out this Cresselia and lived, but Kamina was just too thrown off from that Psycho Shift. But I'm able to bring Duster in, go for another U-turn, and take out the Cresselia. So, at least the Cresselia is dead. I had 2 Calm Minds. I was afraid it was gonna rest or start moonlighting, but it didn't. We go into Jester, and I wasn't sure what she was gonna bring in. She brings in the Cobalion, and I know from my matchups on Showdown with this team that Cobalion does not enjoy a Thunderbolt from my Heliolisk. As you see, it is a 2-hit KO. She goes for the Stealth Rocks like I had hoped she did. If she'd gone for a fighting move or something, we would have been in trouble, but she didn't. I go for a second Thunderbolt, taking her out. I thought about going for the Volt Switch, but it really wouldn't have mattered a whole lot. I switch out here. I should have ult switched here, but I just wasn't sure if he outsped. I don't think Druddigon would have outsped, but I just go straight into Spicy Wings, take a buttload of damage from those spikes. She goes for the Earthquake with her Druddigon, which, had that outsped, that would have done a lot of damage. So, hard switch worked out fine. And this is where Moltres is, like, she switches out into Emboar, and that is fine, because Moltres came all the way from Sinnoh to do this. Defog, get the rocks out of here. I did legitimately go boot up my Platinum, catch Moltres. I caught all the 3 birds while I was doing that. Taught them all Defog and transferred them, you know, through Pal Park and whatnot. It was quite the hassle, but it's worth it for times like that. So I really didn't have anything to do for that Emboar, so I switch out into Crescent Fresh and go for the Thunder Wave to try and nerf this Emboar. She switches out into her Articuno, which, I mean, having the Articuno paralyzed works out as well. I go for the Psyshock, just see how much damage am I gonna do to this. Not much at all. She goes for the Hurricane, which does a lot more than I was anticipating this Articuno to do, but it is a Life Orb, so I guess that is why. But she also gets the Confusion, and I don't want any of that. No, please. So I switch out, go back into Spicy Wings, have a bird-on-bird battle, Kanto Legends. And it was kind of risky, because had she gone for a Hurricane and landed it, I don't know how well I would have taken that, being as low as I was from the Stealth Rock damage, but she goes for the Roost, and then withdraws. I was going to go for the Flamethrower. Well, I did go for the Flamethrower. It hits this Druddigon, and actually does, I mean, it eats it up, but it does a lot more than I expected it to. So I was pleasantly surprised there, and I decided to go for another Will-O-Wisp, try for it again. She doesn't switch out this time, so I get the Will-O-Wisp, stopping this Druddigon, or so I thought. But, as you see, Druddigon has lots of attack. So even burned, that Dragon Claw did a lot of damage. But I decide, you know what, let's just do damage, hope to take it out, because it is taking that burn damage. I don't take it out with a Flamethrower. I live the second Dragon Claw, and the burn does take the Druddigon out, luckily. Had I not burned that, probably would have one-shot from half health, where I was initially. But she brings in the Emboar, and I'm at such a low health, I could have played the Roost game. I do carry the Roost, but I didn't want to be that guy. If this was Showdown, I'd be that guy, because it's just a click. You don't have to wait through all the turns and whatnot. It just happens, and I'll mindlessly play it while I'm doing something else. But since it's an ORAS Wifi battle, I don't want to be that guy. I mean, there's no point in me Roost stalling against an Emboar anyway, so I thought, you know, I'll just go for the Flamethrowers, deal some damage before this Emboar takes me out. And this is the second power-up punch. I'm like, well, I might as well keep doing this. I didn't expect to live the second power-up punch, but I live on 2. And then the Sucker Punch comes in, we're like, oh yeah, you have Sucker Punch. Which was another reason not to switch out. Because one, nothing I have wants to take a +2 anything. And Sucker Punch, no please. So I go into Crescent Fresh, baiting the Sucker Punch, which works. I finally get the para on the Emboar, and I'm pretty confident that a Sucker Punch is coming my way, but it didn't, which was surprising. Go for the Psyshock, does a lot. She gets fully parried. I'm like, all right, well, the Sucker Punch didn't come last turn. It's definitely coming this turn, or she'll just die without attempting any damage. So, of course, I was right. Sucker Punch comes through. +2 Sucker Punch. I live on 32. I expected to die. I really did not think I was going to live that. But luckily I did. I get an unnecessary crit, taking out the Emboar. Emboar probably could have... Well, no, my Virizion would have lived a Sucker Punch from that. But it would have not been fun to take damage from Virizion, as you will see in a bit. But she brings in her Sceptile. Haven't seen it all game, so it comes in, Mega Evolves. I know I can't Thunder Wave it because I would have just given it a boosted special attack with Lightning Rod. Goes ahead, takes me out with the Dragon Pulse. I wouldn't have lived to Thunder Wave it anyway, but I went for the Moon Blast just in case. So go into Leafa. And I was debating what to do. I decided to go for a Swords Dance, thinking I might be able to live above half health against a Dragon Pulse. I don't, but the hacks are on my side. Leafa lives on 4 because she gets minimum damage, is able to get off a Swords Dance close combat, one-shotting the Sceptile, and that right there probably won me the game. If she got full or max damage and was able to finish off Leafa, I don't know if I could have stopped that Sceptile. I really don't. It would have been a struggle if I would even pull it off, but I was able to. Articuno comes out as our last Pokemon. I go for the Stone Edge, land it. Had I not landed it, I would have just gone into Duster and Rock Blasted. But that is the game. A lot of fun. I really like RU. Except for Mega Pidgeot. Don't enjoy that. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, LovelyLoPunny's links will be in the description below, so go check her out. Go show her some love. She's just starting out on YouTube. So yeah, go check her out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.